Aloha YouTube, this is AcquaNINJA coming at you with another video. Honestly, this one I've been wanting to make for a while and I've just been putting it off, just typical YouTube, BS. It's about dating. Now, for most guys, we either fall into two categories. Let me put it this way. We're either the type of guy that we are like the social party animal, you're all over the place, you're an extrovert, you're just kind of like, you're out there, you know what I mean? You go to parties, you go to the club, you hit up your friends, you do all of the wild stuff, but I'd say that's about 30% of guys. Maybe even a little bit less, maybe even 24% of guys. That's a random number, I just promise you, no statistics on that. But for the other majority of guys, we like to stay more like reclusive. You stay in, you're more of a Netflix and chill type of person. You don't really like clubs like that, but if your friend that is an extrovert tells you, hey, let's come, then you're like, all right, I'm down, or whatever. You're more like, I like small settings versus I like large settings. So you're less likely to go after things like directly. You're not like a direct type of person. And what I've noticed is, especially when you have these different dynamics in relationships, that guys like that tend to be the guys that are afraid to approach women. And why? Same reason why every guy's afraid to approach women. You're afraid of rejection, right? So, what if I told you that there's a secret? And this is not like you gotta subscribe to my thing for $19.95. No, I'm gonna tell you the real secret in this video of how you can overcome your rejection phobia all in one simple trick, alright? And also I'm gonna tell you tips on how to actually get the girl, because it won't always work. Like, there's no guy that's gonna be able to tell you this is a one-size-fits-all type of thing. No, and it's not some type of trick where you're gonna Jedi mind trick her into going out with you. No, it doesn't. Girls don't work like that, typically. But it will definitely help your closing percent go from whatever it is now to way significantly higher. All right. So step number one is preemptive strike. But even before you hit the preemptive strike, you want to start with an icebreaker. And here's where most people go wrong. Think of it as a parts of speech, right? Why do you think Shakespeare, why do you think the great writers, why do you think certain artists are so prevalent at, just how they deliver a message? It's because they have a specific guideline of how they approach things, how they talk about things. So when you're dating or when you're actively trying to get a girl, you have to follow the same procedure. You have to have a guideline. You have to have some type of rule book that you go by as a standard. So the typical one we're gonna go with is the same one you go with in school. Like, literally, when you write a paper, you're gonna use the exact same logic. So you want to start off with an icebreaker. Icebreakers are typically anything that gets a girl's attention, anything that makes her laugh or put a smile on her face, or just separates you from every other guy, right? So I got this new shirt coming out. Links are gonna definitely be in the description. This one's custom made for me, so I mean, maybe I'll make a line for everybody else, but it's a Twitter shirt, and it basically says something like, well, 140 characters isn't enough to express how I feel for you, so I'm just gonna say it. Like, it's random as fuck, right? But every time a girl sees that shirt, there's gonna be like, that is fucking epic, right? You already have her laughing, and you didn't say any words yet, right? My icebreaker in that case would be the shirt. You see the shirt, and you're like, that's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? But it could be anything. Like, I've gotten girls with, like, don't use this one, do not use this one, but like any cheesy pickup line. Hey, you drop something. She looks, and you're like, oh, my heart. And like, she's gonna smile. She's gonna look at you like, really, dude? That was cheesy as hell. But she's gonna smile, and there you're in there, right? So you just start off with a normal introduction, just like you would in the paper. So you say, hey, my name is this, what's your name, blah, blah, blah. And naturally conversation starts, right? You don't have to, I feel like, force things. Like, I feel like the more you force like interactions like that, the less genuine it seems, and the more that the girl's gonna be like, whoa. It's not even a confidence thing. It's literally how you're going about it. You know what I mean? How your stature is. Because the words you say literally don't mean anything. I promise you, you can say anything you want. I've even shown videos where if you go back in the Aqua vlogs, pretty bad. Like some of them, I start off with the most embarrassing line ever, just to prove that I can still get the girl, even saying the dumbest of things. And I'm like, and I'm not an A+ caliber guy, right? Like I'm not the maximum cover dude. So it's all about how you present it to the girl. If you can enforce your thought process on her, but in a genuine way, like just being yourself, that's all that matters. I know it's the most cliche answer ever, but do that. Just be yourself. Like if you're in the games, for instance, right? Come at her with a game reference. Hey, I don't know the game. I'm trying to think of game references. Hey, Pokemon Go, you know, I wish I could choose you, or some, you know, some bullshit like that. And trust me, the girl is gonna appreciate you because they're gonna feel that you're being yourself, and that genuineness is really what gets the girl. More, I would say that and confidence together are pretty much dynamics to get literally any girl. Girls that are quote unquote out of your league are possible to get simply with just being yourself and then being honest. Now here's the thing, when you get to that second part of the speech, which is the, I'd say like intro, the short story, now you want to talk more about things that really connect you to her. Like you want to bridge that gap. I'd say that this is a crucial part, right? So after you already introduced yourself, you already got to know a little bit about her. Now you want to make sure that you find out more about her, right? Like sometimes don't talk, just listen to what she's saying. She's saying a lot of key stuff that you can reverberate in the end of the conversation, right? And this is gonna be crucial. So just ask her. Like my thing is, don't be that interviewer. You know, I like picture yourself as the girl, right? I'm gonna have a lot of thoughts, but really picture yourself as the girl. Would you want a guy that comes up to you and asks you, hey, so what about this? So what about this? How's this? What are this? No, like it's not only cumbersome, but it's also like repetitive, you know? Like I would feel like, well, this guy probably just is a typical dude who wants to fuck me, right? So not really the best logic right there, right? Not really a good gameplay right there. So what you do is you genuinely ask a question you're curious about, you know? Something you really want to know. That's gonna have her talking. If it's really a question that's good on both ends, she's gonna be talking for a while. Listen to all the words she says. Boom, bang, boom, boom, boom. And now you want to hit up another kind of like business. This is like a business terminology, but like you want to close it, right? But you have to close it in a preemptive way. So this is how you do it. After you've had I'd say like a 3 to 5 minute conversation, you don't want to be that guy who just, you know, taking up time, boom, 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 boom. So, and you always want to have that like, that kind of foreplay as if you're always on a move. You're busy. I got moves. I'm making moves. I'm doing things. You know what I mean? So the girl feels that and she's like, well, I want to be a part of that. I want to see what he's doing. I'm curious about what he's into. So you flip the script. Now she's interested in you. You know, all you figured out right now is stuff about her. So she doesn't know too much about you. You want that mysteriousness. So that's going to give her something to want to talk to you about. So now she's going to want to talk to you. So for the preemptive strike, you want to hit her with things like oh, I got to go right now, but you know, I got this class or I got this meeting to go to. But it was really fun talking to you. You know, now the way that you ask for the number is crucial. It's your words, like I think of it on the fly. I think of it every single time super duper fast. But it depends on the scenario of how your conversation went, bases the decision of how you should ask for the number, right? So if you were talking about like food, things like that, then you want to loop that into your thing. This is why I said it's crucial to pay attention right there. If you were talking about food, for instance, you could say, hey, you know, I know this really awesome sushi place that just opened up and, you know, maybe we could grab lunch sometime, right? Boom! Oh, you don't realize how much of a cycle that simple but very obvious line meant, right? Because you did 3 things in that one line, right? You confirmed 1, I need your number in order to have this date to go and take place, right? 2, you confirmed that you're taking her out. So you already let your intentions be known. Girls love when you tell them what's going to happen. You didn't say, oh, I might, you know, maybe we do something, I don't know, we can hang out, you know. No, because now I'm thinking either you're a guy that just wants to fuck me, or you're a guy who does not really know what he wants. You don't know if you even want me. You just maybe just randomly talk to me because I'm a girl, right? Literally, that's how girls think. So by you actually expressively saying exactly where you're going, what you're gonna do, not only she's gonna be like, yes, she's gonna give me your phone. Boom, put your number in. Bam. So now I have her number, right? Now, thinking preemptively, it's kind of like a song. It's kind of like a dance, you know? Like you have to think a few moves ahead while also keeping the rhythm and the tempo, everything in harmony. So what you want to do at that point is you have her number, right? But what happens when she wants to call you? You know, what if she says, hey, you know, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. So you should preemptively put your number in her phone as well. Say, hey, let me see your phone for a sec. Boom, boom, boom. I'm put my number in. That way, you know, for the date, we can plan things out. She's like, oh, yeah, of course. Bam. So if everything played out well, that should be her attitude towards you, and that should be the mentality that you portray to her. So that makes her more interested in the whole date dynamic. She should be as excited as you are about going out. And if that all has played through so far, now you do for the actual closing, which is the last step after the preempt strike. Now you want to close. For the closing, you got the number. You already have confirmed the date for whatever day, right? So she already knows this. So now you just get out of there. You know what I mean? Literally, close it with anything. Close it with anything that's smooth, that makes her smile again. Now you want to kind of reverse back to the original icebreaker, but this is for the closing. So now you make her smile, boom, and then you leave. Right? So she's having a good day. She's smiling like that. Now a lot of people say, how long should you wait before you call or text? Right? One, never text. No, right? And most people will say, well, why not text? Well, it's impersonal, one, but two, because you can't convey emotions via text. This is why I'm a really bad texter. I realized this a long time ago. And then people will say, you got this like awesome personality, but think about it. I can't show any of this via text. When I text, it's just words. So I can't really express how I'm feeling. Especially if you're the type of person that you have like, I don't know, a personality. Remember to call. Always call, especially when the first time you get a girl's number, call. So now you call. Let's say it's Tuesday when you got her number and you said, you know, we're gonna go out on Friday night. Cool. So I'd call her probably even Wednesday. Don't even see, some people would say call her Thursday night because it's the day before Friday, so it makes sense. Or call her Friday, but Friday is too late because at that point bad things could already happen. You know what I mean? Let's just be real, right? Especially if she's a more attractive side. So you call on Wednesday, one day after you get her number, right? You want to seem thirsty a little bit, right? Because some guys might be like, well, that's a little bit thirsty. I've called girls the same day I got the number, and they loved it because they literally said, you know, I love the fact you did that because now I feel as though I'm not crazy for being interested in you. You know what I mean? Because and you gotta think about it's a two-cycle street, right? On one side, it's like you don't want to be too thirsty, too antsy, because then you seem like, oh, I'm desperate for a relationship, or I'm desperate to go, you know, and have this girl. But on the other side, let's be real honest. You don't want to seem disinterested either, because then the girl's like, well, I don't know if this guy even cares at all about me. Maybe he's just thinking about, you know, sex and things like that. That in her brain is going to be a lot worse than the guy who's thirsty. So always lean more toward I'm going to text her or call her earlier than later, right? Wednesday, hit her up, say boom, 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 talk to her, and just keep the conversation going about whatever it was that you were talking about the first interaction, right? So she's laughing, she's smiling, boom, boom, boom. Keep it brief though. Don't draw out a long conversation, right? At the end, remember to reconfirm. This is a very important thing. Reconfirm the date, right? So make sure she's like, oh yeah, of course, we're still down on Friday. Bam. After you reconfirm, now leave her alone, right? Don't text, don't call, right? For a while, right? She's gonna call it. She's gonna text you probably that night. More than likely, she's gonna text you like 3 minutes later. But worst case scenario, she'll text you that night, right? So then you kind of just, now you do the 2017, you just text back, forth, text back, forth, text back, forth. The day of the date, it's pretty obvious stuff. You got the date. This is the whole point of what you're trying to get to, right? Like, the date can either stem into relationship, having sex, or whatever you're into. I don't know, whatever that could be, right? So, but more than likely, any path that you want is gonna stem from that date. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Follow these methods, and I promise you, you will have the I'd say fortitude, the confidence to go talk to that girl that you've always wanted to talk to. The girl in your class, the girl in your work, the girl in your job, the girl that's next door. Use these tips, and I guarantee you they work. I guarantee you. Like, the thing is, it's not a one-size-fits-all though. So not every girl is gonna work for it, and you have to trial and error it. You know, the cool part about it is, especially like with the icebreaker is probably the most important part. There's so many ways you can do it perfect, and so many ways you can do it not so perfect, and all of that's gonna just rely on you practicing it. So the first step is you really truly must accept the fact that you will be rejected. I mean, I can show you literally the most the most attractive guys that have game, that actually have game, get rejected by girls. It happens. Like it's something you have to take kind of like you have to take it in small doses. You have to take it with a grain of salt. You have to not let that overcome your ability to want to talk to girls. Because the second that you get that girl, or the second that the girl's like, whoa, I feel the same way about you. Like, that moment, think about it. That moment is worth so many rejections that you won't even care about the 3 times you got rejected before that happened. You only care about the fact that you just made that thing happen. Then you have a girl, or you have, a little buddy, so you'll thank me later when you have the confidence to go do it. Trust me. Icebreaker, intro, preemptive strike, close the deal. And remember, always exchange information both ways. So you want to get her number, and you want her to have your number. Both, same time, all one interaction. And to confirm where that deal is going, like, make sure you already initiate where the date and how the date is going to go before you even close this thing. Before the conversation is over, you should already let that all be known. So that way she knows your intentions, she knows what you're going after. It's no confusion, This is an Aqua video. I really appreciate you if you watch this whole probably 18-minute, 19-minute video. I genuinely, truly do believe that this is like the best guide that anybody can give you for free, right? Like, I mean, I'm not asking for much. So if you could, please subscribe to my channel. Comment below if this actually helps you out to get that girl or guy that you've been looking for. And remember, just like the video, like, it helps me out a lot. It does things for my channel, and I will probably have another video pretty soon. I'm gonna start trying to upload videos pretty often. You guys have an Aqua day. Peace.